Betsy, nice to see you here, by the way.
Hey, Carson, nice to see you.
Y'all have any questions or anything? My guys, when they edit this up, they might already chop this part in. So we'll see, but I kind of give them free reign. I'm like, just make it entertaining. But before we get rolling too far here, do y'all have questions, concerns, anything like that?
No, we pretty much do our Facebook Messenger just kicked me out, which it's a little alarming.
Well, you got to quit spamming people, you asshole.
I promise you, they jump in my hand way more than I jump in theirs, but I definitely don't like, because only they, as we control, literally communicate with our entire company through Messenger.
Okay, I got it. I gave everyone the day off. That's what you wanted, right?
That's what it is. You figured out a way.
It was actually me, Carson. Don't tell.
Oh, seriously, Betsy, do me one favor, though. Can you do me one favor?
Yeah, let me text you.
Can you text Marvin that his 2 o'clock is going to have 11 agents on there, just so he's prepared? Yeah, I'm trying to warn him, but it kicked me out.
Is this for Advisor Verified?
Both, actually. So we actually just combined the two, and it's hard to kind of compartmentalize it, but we just created it to where if agents get a standing lead order of leads from us and get Advisor Verified, right? So it's taking care of their incoming and their organic at the same time, right? Now we give them a appointment booking bot for free instead of charging them $500 for it. And then the CRM's free. So now agents are starting to see book appointments because we taught it our leads, we taught it our system. So now the bot is not just some random bot that people are pushing out there. It's actually knowing how to engage with the clients, how to engage with the leads in our CRM, and they're just flocking. Like it's so now this is a great way to introduce Advisor Verified. And when they see it, they're like, oh my goodness, so now they're wanting to, it's not enough times. Can we just bring each other on? And he got one of the agency owners just warned me just so he's prepared, because my guy's used to more one-on-ones and he's about to have 11 plus people on a call to control. So he better be ready.
Hopefully, hopefully that's foreshadowing y'all's future as well, though,
Oh yeah, because it's hard. You know how it is. What's the offer that's going to get agents to even look at you? And I must say that we found, like, we built so much value behind the scenes now that we haven't advertised in God knows, like a year or two.
It's been over a year.
It's been over a year that we put a Facebook ad out or anything. So they're just coming now. So we're going to, but that's why we wanted to build foundations like with your group and, people that's in it, so that when they go do a background check, like, oh snap, they're already, when they see this webinar, like, oh man, they're already here. Oh, they're already here. They're already there. So just a testament that I think that the length of time that we've been at it, and now success and the rep is starting to catch up to where we're out of the newness, right? We're out of the, oh, they just started. They're like, oh, it's JaVaughn and Betsy again. Like now we're getting that tone. Oh, it's them again,
Because you have Advisor Verified and then LevelUp Leads, right? Let's kind of focus on Advisor Verified for a second. What kind of kicked that off? And not that your leads aren't great, but there's a lot of lead companies. Advisor Verified is a very unique concept.
Correct.
That I think is super, super cool. I want to touch on for a bit.
Well, so that's really why Advisor Verified came about, because we are insurance agents. Like we're agency owners. We know that there's a lot of lead companies. What makes the difference? But then we also know that as agents in this digital world, like what sets an agent apart? Like how, because our agents are calling their clients, other agents are calling clients. Like how can you be different in this digital space, right? And so, hey, you can give them a business card or you can give them a website. But at the end of the day, anybody can make a business card. Anybody can make a website. And where's that trust coming in for the client? Like, how does a client know this is real? Like, I'm not going to get defrauded. I'm not going to get frauded by this person, right? And so that's the idea of like, hey, let's bring everything together. Let's have that verification. I know that when I send my client here, that they know that this is legit. This is real. So it's kind of like how, as insurance agents, we don't have a Better Business Bureau, right? So this is like the Better Business Bureau for life insurance agents.
Right. I like that. And I like that approximation because, we have like our preferred vendor list, which of course you guys are on. And it's almost like an Angie's list for insurance agents because we don't really have, there's a lot of BS out there You're already spending the money. How do we help you spend the money in more effective places? And that's kind of where we.
I want to answer because that's one of the business aspect, but I also want to share as an agent where it came from, right? Betsy, we get on the phone. A client can tell from our posture that at the end of the day, this guy knows what he's talking about, right? Like at the end of the day, from just a 5 minute, just our stance, our posture, we're able to do that, right? Well, my new agent is scared out of his mind, voice cracking, right? Don't have a clue what to say. Don't really disregard the training, just the mindset that I'm in my first year. I'm in my second year, right? And now to give them some confidence that they did a little bit of extra work. And what's that extra work? With Advisor Verified, they have a profile. Then they did a video. Then they put their states. Then they put their social media. Then they like a lot of things that people don't realize. Like my appointments are going to show because if they go search for me, they're going to find me on TikTok. They're going to find me all these other places for giving value, right? But now as a new agent, my upline might not have a clue of this digital space. They might not know what's going on. Now I can send them my profile. And now in one spot, you can see if I put the work in, and I'm talking about an hour, if I recorded a little video introducing myself, and how many people have done that, right? It's 1,000 agents, and we're talking stuff that when I was in the car business, we were doing to try to stand out amongst the other 500 car dealers that's on the same strip. Who's going to take that extra step in this day and age to say, I've got my identification looked at. They looked at me. I'm licensed. I have E&O insurance. Here's my video. Here's my one spot. Oh, look at my reviews from my clients, right? That posture. I don't have any reviews. I'm brand new. Well, here's my endorsements from my school professor that wanted to say how great of a character I am, right? Just something so small that agents are not doing. And we wonder, why are they not doing it? How can my new agent come in and be successful, at least have the digital blueprint, the digital footprint, have something out there that's not there, they're empty, because people don't show up to their appointments, because when I go search for you, I find nothing. And now I got a digital lead, but I don't find my digital agent. Now we have a platform where you're going to be found. You can show them that, and we teach agents, hey, let's show you, let me let you know I'm verified. I had to send my ID over. I had to do a biometric facial recognition. I had to send over my own insurance. I had to send over my license. Now, if you go do craziness after that, that's not on us. But at this moment, I'm a step above the next agent. And this is why you should take a look at me if you needed a reason. And man, Carson, when we present that in our presentation, I need to think about it. What's the number one, Betsy?
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I want to give my banking, there's that fear of why should I be giving you my personal information? Well, hey, when you've shown that you're verified, you had to go through this process, with your biometric verification, with your license, with your E&O, like you're legit. Like this is your job. Yeah, it's fine. You're safe with me because this is my job. I'm here to protect you, take care of you. This is the information I need in order to, to move forward with helping you. But I wonder, Carson, could we show you the platform? I think it would make a lot more. It would maybe
on here. I mean, y'all have showed me the platform.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I've seen it, and I would highly recommend, because I don't think we'll have time here today to go through that, but I would highly recommend anybody that wants to look at it, get in touch with y'all to go through a demo. What I really want to know and get or give an opportunity, and the opportunity isn't for you. The opportunity is for the agents we have that listen to this and tune in. I want them to get to know the where, the why, the how, the who, the what behind y'all, because I want them to see it's not just, again, and this because you're agents. There are so many people out there hounding for dollars. And even if, Advisor Verified, you're not competing in the same category, for example, as, I don't know, pick any other company or category of company, a done for you mailer campaign marketing firm, different category, but you are competing for agent dollars. You are competing for that 1 hour it takes to set it up, like you're in competition. And so I think it's important that that folks get to know all this extra about you, not just the product.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it
Gotcha.
it means it means a lot to
I
us.
think I could talk about me for a little bit, Carson.
Oh, Lord, Carson, what have you opened up? I'll say, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, so yeah, that's kind of the point and what we want to push. And again, anybody that wants to jump on a demo, and I think it'd be cool too on some other platforms, not on this podcast, but some other platforms. We can do it in some of the Facebook groups, Winning at Insurance and stuff. We could do like a group call and maybe do just a live evergreen demo and get it posted there as well. I think that could be super cool as well. But what brought y'all together? Because Advisor Verified is a phenomenal friggin' idea, in my opinion. What brought you two together on this? Like, are you together, or are you just like thought it was a good idea together and wanted to pitch in the work? Like, how'd you get to know it?
Gosh, Carson, that is so much of a loaded question.
Let's
really feel, Carson. That's fun.
freaking real questions.
That's good. So what was it, a couple of weeks ago? Was it last week, Betsy? We were going through graphics and our graphic designer put our pictures on top of each other and we said, remove, take it away. And my wife was like, yeah, you should, y'all. Yeah, it was pretty priceless. No, really, the story is from while Betsy turns red. No, we actually started in marketing with each other. So we started a product. You probably heard the debt-free life, when you eliminate debt through whole life, cash participating whole life policies. And the company, we just didn't have marketing. We got taught the process. We got taught the product, and our marketing that they told us to do, kid you not, Carson, was go to the store, take the pen and pad and write down the numbers on the side of every electrician, plumber.
Not store. No, it's not store. Gas station.
Gas station, I'm sorry. Go to the gas station and write down the numbers on the side of the truck of every electrician, plumber, and carpenter, and call them and let them know you can help them get out of debt. And I was like, I'm not doing that, number one. So
I will say that's better than doing nothing, like sitting on your thumb wondering why you're broke. But I agree, that's probably not the most effective use of your time.
Well, also, Carson, let's put into perspective. This was 2020. So the world was going upside down, and we're trying to figure out, okay, we've got this amazing new product that can like help so many families, but everyone's in their home. So how do we connect with people? We're all used to going knee to knee in the homes, talking to families. And now we've got to try and get people to trust us online when we're talking about their debt. Like it was you're like, what do we do? So first of all, JaVaughn and I didn't actually meet in person until summer of 2021. Right. Yeah. So we like met through a mutual friend, like digitally, and we started kind of sharing about debt-free life, just kind of bouncing ideas off each other, how to better connect with clients, and then started trying to generate our own leads to meet with people online. And so that's actually how LevelUp got started. And we did all of this without actually meeting in person, which looking back now, I'm like, wow, that's
account. Imagine telling your wife, "Oh, me and Betsy opened a bank account with each other." That was a little fun conversation, Then we all met. So we met her husband, her family, and then we met, and the business was already incorporated with income coming in, and we're like, "Oh, we should actually meet now." So we met, and what we did, we took a course, Carson. We took a course on how to generate our own leads, and literally paid close to $20,000 for both of us to take this course, and completed the course. And Betsy took off. She rocketed out of like all over the place. And I took the same course, spent 3 months trying to put it together, sleepless nights, paid the cash, and now running up ad spend and messing and missing and jumping on. It was a disaster, right? And lost so much money between staying up late at night trying to put it together, duct taping it, and then coming to try to sell insurance during the daytime. And then COVID came, and again, we sat back and watched it and realized we can do our business was, we can, instead of, for the people that's in the group that paid $8,000-9,000 for this course, we can just put it together for them and let them pay us, because Betsy already figured out how to win. And that was two pioneers coming together saying, wow, we took this course, we got inspired, we see how it works. How can we make it better? And when we figured out how to make it better, we started doing agency do it done for you services for agencies for about a year. And that was, again, the biggest disaster, because what we realized is that the average agent cannot really afford to do a daily ad spend. There's too many missed unknowns, right? And they're spending their money on the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. And you can't tell you how many leads you're going to get, right? So we literally learned how to put it to scale. And that's when we came out, and not only with Level Up for Leads, but I'm a top producer, Betsy's a top producer. And one thing that we realized, like you said earlier, we don't really focus on the leads because we focus on being the most transparent with our leads, right? So we came out showing agents what the video ads look like, what's the questions, how to catch it. We came out with scripts. We came out with the phone training. We came out when people thought we were crazy because our income is not dependent solely on selling leads. I'm on leaderboards. Betsy's on leaderboards. You don't have to buy a lead. I'm going to call. We don't even want you to buy our lead if you're not going to do our sales training, because you're ruining our reputation from us generating the lead. And then, when someone complains about a lead, our practice is, let's get on a Zoom and let me call your leads for you while you watch me. And then we don't have any more complaints, because agents have a training problem. And when we saw that, we found it to scale that by not letting anyone buy leads unless they did our training. We give them the sales resources and we give them literally everything in a box, everything. Like, there's nothing they don't have when they come into our lead system. But one thing that we realized was it doesn't matter how much you have if you are uncredible and you seem shifty over the phone, if you don't have a social media presence. So we're like, man, Betsy, this is great. Like, we have agents. We help about 200 to 300 agents every week right now. Every single week get leads, and they're growing their business. But when I have a problem with an agent in their sales process, right, because we provide the sales training, their sales process is stumbling up front. They don't have a website. They don't even have a social media. And their automations is saying, Carson's going to be meeting with you. Carson Porter going to meet with you. Carson Porter. Then the client, tech savvy as we are, going on LinkedIn and going to look up Carson Porter and see that, Carson, you that last time you updated your LinkedIn profile that shows you is when you was in high school. Yeah, I'm not dealing with that guy. I'm not dealing with him. We were like, man, where's your social? And we thought these were things that were common knowledge. Then we looked at the entire industry and said, hey, when I helped over 1,600 families, and I'm guilty of this, I not had one Google review. Not one. And I'm talking from kneecap to knee back in 2017, and I had not one. And I'm like, why is that not a standard in the industry? Because now it's a little bit different now. I have to let them trust me before we get on the phone, right? So now we created the platform, was like, what's out there? And now we created AdvisorVerified, disregarding leads. I don't care about leads. Like, the goal of an agent is that they don't need to buy leads, right? We're agents. Don't buy them, right? If you can generate enough to they're coming to you, like you talk about, cars, you create partnerships and relationships, you would never have to spend another dollar on leads. So that's okay with us. But we saw that if they don't have a place to go that can validate them, disregarding for the entire industry, they're constantly going to be missing opportunities. So AdvisorVerified came in like the glue. Where are agents missing opportunities? We saw it with being credible. What else we saw? We saw it with follow-up, right? They sell a policy one time and never talk to that person again. Now we found out that the average client is going to meet with 5 different insurance agents in their lifetime. Why not at you? Because you don't send a text message, because you don't send an email to stay top of mind. So AdvisorVerified plugged that hole. So now we have 52-week follow-up campaigns. What else? What was the mother with social media, right, Betsy? That was...
Yes, cool. So we got social media, we've got the reputation management with the reviews, we've got like Spence was saying, the post-sale follow-up. That's been such a huge one. And then also, just we have coaching that's involved with it so that you know how to use it. Just like with with what we've seen always and in our agencies too. If you don't have training for people don't know what to do. Kind of like what you were saying. Agents are spending money to try and figure out how to increase their business. But the hard part I think, is that they spend the money and then they got to spend the time to figure it out. And so what we want to do is take away that kind of bridge period and say like, hey, here's exactly what you can do. Here's what you can go implement today and be able to, have deposits in your bank account by tomorrow, right? Even along with that, we have support sessions Monday through Friday from 1 to 4, because we also realize, Parson, we can't be the person that everyone goes to. Like as our agencies grow, as much as I want to help each of my agents, like I'm not able to. So we have staff, we have admins that are able to do different things. And that's part of what we have at Advisor Verified is we have, when someone comes on platform, hey, how do I do a video? How do I add my links? How do I do all these things? We want to make sure that you're not sitting there like, okay, well, I paid for this and now I got to figure it all out. Like, no, just come to the support session and our team's going to help you from step 1 to the very end. And then now we've got the training. So all you got to do when you meet with your client is use that to help, build that trust. And then now, boom, you've got that. You've got
so
that
literally you kind of went through that, I guess, phase, and you've installed these mechanisms, right? And all a person has to do is not be a lazy piece of shit. I'm just going to like call a spade a spade. It's crazy to me. So we run a program. We've got almost 5,000 agents in our community. And it's crazy to me how many people. I'm very grateful that they've given us they've lent their support and trust, and they spend their time and money and resources and to be there. But it's crazy to me how many will do that. And we do a lot of the same thing. Here's all the step-by-step, everything you need to actually implement. And like you said, put it here and tomorrow there's deposits in your bank account. But how many folks still don't follow through? And then they're like, well, this wasn't worth it. And it's like, holy shit. So, but have you found that with Advisor Verified? Because you put all that in place and there's still, for some reason, as easy as it is, there's still, at least from our perspective, in regards to what we help agents with specifically, there's still this group of folks, and it doesn't matter how easy it is, that like they are dead set on failing.
Yeah.
Like if you can't make the time to do successful shit, you won't be successful, right? And so you have that, and yeah, what are you doing to solve for that?
We figured the threshold. We realized that our stick point is once an agent pays the money, they make it through to do their advisor video, their advisor story. Once the agent does the video story, which obviously we pay a lot of money for that technology, so that it's pretty awesome. You sit in front of your computer, you do it. And once we see that person that gets to that step, they're locked in. So what our focal point is for our admin is we stay on them to complete their story. That, like, you haven't completed your story, call, text, eat, like as if the sale money already transpired, but we know longevity is when they complete that story and then they're invested. They sat down for that 15, 20 minutes and literally answered 4 questions on camera, and we do the transcribing, we do the editing, we do all of it.
Yeah.
They just have to give us that one. So once we see that, so it's like an attack. Money comes in, now you're going to get a call. Now we're going to push you. Now we're going to do the onboarding, group onboarding. Like, I need your story. I need your story. I need your story. Once we got that story, they're so happy, impressed how it goes. It's on their page. Game's over. So we just had to identify when people fall off. Either they pay the money just to be a part of it and they never do anything, they're going to fall off. But once we get that story and they see their video, then they sharing that to their friends. Now it's on platform. Now they're like using it as an icebreaker with their clients as well. They're locked in. So it is.
And we made it too, Carson, just because, again, working with agents, we know technology can be overwhelming, right? When it's something new, yeah, it's exciting, but it's also, how do I figure this out? So we made it so user-friendly. Like you don't have to be technical at all to do any of the things with Advisor. Like, even with the video, some people get nervous about a video, right? So it's literally, it sends you a link, you click on the link, and up it pops, say, hey, please introduce yourself and how long you've been in the business. And you just type the button and you talk, all right? And then you press the button.
People that answer that question like they're, kind of in between plays at a college football game. I think Key and Peele did a skit on that, like Ladarius from Mickelstein, University of Georgia.
Yeah, let's just say we encourage them. We can't tell them what to do, but we just say, this is for the world, right? So this is your video for the world. Do you like? Yeah. Okay. Well, my wife says, do they know that everyone's going to be watching this? I'm like, we put it out there, but I tell you what, Carson, I'm starting to go through social media feeds and I'm starting to see them use their links. And then I'm starting to see agents who their social media use Advisor Verified. And then below it, people are like, I didn't know you did insurance, or call me, message me, I need insurance. So I'm seeing this and I'm sitting at Betsy and I'm like, I'm about to cry. Oh my goodness. This is like the baby is taking its steps now, because we've been using it for a while. So it's nothing to us, but now to be scrolling on your social media and someone's, getting endorsements and getting this and they're like, and it's exciting.
Fine. No, it's like this is why we do it, Carson. Again, because we're agents, we're agency owners. We see the struggles. We're in the struggle every day, and it's like, what do we wish that we had when we were a new agent, or what do we know will make it easier for us to connect with our clients? And then, sure, we could keep it all to ourselves and just grow massive agencies, or we could share it and let's make the industry a stronger place. And especially in this. This new digital space, like it's still so new to so very many people. And even people that are new to the insurance industry now and that have never gone, driving around kneecap to kneecap, but they might not be super tech savvy and they're trying to figure out how to sell over the phone or over Zoom. And so what can we do to help them make a better transition? Right. And so that's really what our heart and our passion is behind this, because we just see it as a real need.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely huge. So I've got a couple more questions before we wrap this up. We've talked a lot about Advisor Verified, but I also want to give you all the floor for a minute here, if you could, talking about, and you mentioned it a little bit, but LevelUp Leads and just kind of some of the difference there and what that experience might be like. Is there anything there that you feel like really separates you from, or separates LevelUp Leads from other things? Because I've my whole career, I've struggled with lead companies. I'm going to be frank. I really have. Not everybody has, but I have. And it's not for lack of trying or this or that or the other. There's everybody that figures out how to kick off a Facebook ad as a lead company, right? That doesn't mean they're getting any kind of result from it. But like marketing agencies are like, oh my gosh. And now that we're doing this preferred vendor thing, that is the hardest category. In fact, so we've got a whole bunch of people on this list at this point, and it's continuing to grow. And I've turned down more companies than we've allowed on the list at this point, which I'm very proud of. 90% of those are marketing companies and lead companies. I know there's some good ones out there. And so I guess I want to give you the floor here for just a minute to just talk about what sets it apart and makes it different. Why is it worth a look, if that makes sense?
Yeah, it's hard for me to answer what sets it apart, but I can tell you this, Carson, and maybe I'll answer the question in the answer. We created LevelUp not first. So let me just start there. True, Betsy, I'm going to tell them the truth. We created LevelUp to literally corner the market for our own agencies. That was day one. Why it looks so different is because I didn't want to have to train my agents every single day. Betsy did not want to train her agents every day. So just starting there, right? We didn't wake up and say, let's start a lead company. We literally were pushed. And why were we?
We actually did everything that we could to not start. Like when it came to that point, I don't know that we've ever fought so much.
We started as doing it for agencies and like individual do your own campaigns, because that's how we started, right? We just wasted so much time. So it's happened so organically, Carson, that it's so unique that we know it's bigger than us. It came from a bigger power than us, because we never sat down and said, let's call it this. We're a LevelUp consulting agency on paper. LevelUp Leads is just because that's what marketing is and that's how they identify us. But our company name is LevelUp Consulting Agency, which is why we're able to do all this underneath it. So that's kind of first and foremost. It's not designed for leads. What I see in the marketplace is not only is everyone that can do a Facebook ad and get started is a marketing company. What I see is everyone that writes $20,000, $30,000 of production, and now they're a guru. Now they're telling you that they're a coach, right? And we proud ourselves in LevelUp is we're on leaderboards we're helping agents. We've done it so much. We're recognized in our company as top agents, and we still have yet. We don't. Our vision is bigger than just one company, right? And that's what makes us good and dangerous at the same time. Because once we figured out that I can learn from Carson, I'm not in the Bloods. Carson's not in the Crips, and we can come together and help, right? Because the ultimate goal is if I bring my agents to learn that this digital freedom is universal, you're going to help me, right? You don't have to help me because you wear the same 3 letters that I wear, right? So we had to, and that's our culture, like to just think big, think abundant, and make it fair. So when I see these companies, they always start off as marketing companies first. Then they move into life insurance sales when they see the income potential, so it's not authentic. We were life insurance agents 2017. Betsy, what, 2018? We were 2019, kneecap to kneecap. And the reason we created and started looking at leads was the fear. Fear does a crazy thing to you. I'm used to door knocking. And when the governor said, go back in the house, you can't door knock, I'm losing my mind because there's no leads in our system. What am I going to do? I need abundance. And then we're like, let's just do it ourselves, right? So now what did that grow to? Grew to us doing training, grew to us doing resources, grew to all of these things that people are a lot duplicating. And now as you're seeing, like, because Betsy didn't even mention in Advisor Verified, now we're leveraging AI in a major, major way to get us some of that time back. And once we have it, it's easy. Like agents are going to have access to this because in Advisor Verified, what is the number one thing, Carson? How do you like underwriting and game planning with your agents for about 2-3 hours a day? Do you love answering, is Mutual of Omaha going to accept this person? I sure as heck don't like answering. So we now have Freddie, the field underwriter. Again, what can our agents use? We realize everything my agent can use, the industry can use too. And it's just who's going to be first to share it and be open to it. So I don't know if it's different. I'm seeing the same marketing. I'm seeing the young guy that's came from e-commerce and now figured out how to get some data. And now whether they're in for a season because they can't pick up the phone and call or close anyone on the leads that they're generating, where we're having coaching sessions. We're giving you everything that we're using. You know, we just held one for our standing lead order members. So if you do a standing lead order with us, we do a coaching once a month with you just to open up and peel back. If I'm doing stuff like I'm having my lead sheet here and I have a question that's generating more appointments or more sales, guess what you're getting? You know, we're not having side conversations like, oh, Carson, if you join my team, I'll teach you. Like, that's a chargeback. That's roll up waiting to happen. Like, no, let me help you. Let me build value. Let me share it with you. And I think that by us making sure that our bulk of our income comes from life insurance companies, you can see that the leads are just a byproduct. That's why Advisor Verified has nothing to do with leads. Use whatever leads you're using, but if you're in digital space, you're going to need something to check the box that you are who you say you are. And I think that's one thing that everyone is starting to see, that is the leads are just the byproduct, but where did we start, where we came from, how to get this? Because ultimately our goal, I want to make it to where my agents are not relying on any leads. They've invested, they use their Advisor Verified so much that they wake up to people just on their page, just, I need your spends, I need your spends, I need your spends. And they're like, turn my lead order off. I got clients, they're blowing me up. So
that's awesome. So I mean, there's so much to unpack there. I wish we had more time, but I do have, because like I said, I want folks to get to know you, not just the companies. We can do other calls and do demos, and they can schedule a demo with you and everything like that. So what I want to know through this process or through 2017 when you were going kneecap to kneecap, I have to admit, I've never touched knees with a client of mine. But I digress. Hey, you do you. No, I've done lots of face-to-face appointments. Anyways, what was your darkest moment in business? And then I have a follow-up question to that. But I do have that for both of you. What was your darkest moment?
That's a That's a big question. Well, so I'll answer. So I came in the business in 2019. My family and I had been living overseas. My husband's in ministry, and we lived overseas, but he got really sick, so we came back to the States. I used to be a high school math teacher, so I got a job working as an interim math teacher, making less than $2,000 a month, and we were trying to readjust back to America. And we have two little boys. They were like 7 and 5 at the time. And surprisingly, $2,000 less than that was not enough to keep our family going. So I started looking for something to bring in extra money and found life insurance. Zero experience in life insurance, Carson. Absolutely none. All I had done was trying to make ninth graders think that math was interesting. They did not. And so anyways, got into life insurance, really kind of took off. I was still teaching. And then March of 2020 hit, and I started kind of coming online, and transitioning to online. Teachers were at home, and so that's when I realized, wow, I really could replace my teaching income very easily by doing life insurance full time. So I resigned from teaching and started doing this full time. But I think probably my darkest moment was that fall of 2020. And that's really when Spencer and I were just starting to work together with marketing, because it was like, before then it had, trying to get leads from maybe, people that I knew, or talking about debt-free life. And, people were interested. I was calling clients that I had sold before, so I already had a relationship with them. And so it was really trying to figure out, how can I make this work moving forward in this digital world when I'm stuck at home? And, what is that going to look like? And now I've resigned from teaching. I don't want to go back. And, what can I do? And so just realizing that, like, hey, if I'm going to make it, and if I'm going to actually do this, and this is going to work for me and my family, I've got to figure it out. Like, I've got to buckle down, and I've got to work, and I've just got to make it happen. And so that was probably my lowest point, is just being like, all right, am I willing to put in the work, or am I going to go back and teach high school math? And I mean, honestly, that's a good motivator. Like, I love teaching. I didn't love I didn't want to be a teacher for the rest of my life. I knew that I wanted more for me and my family. And so that dark moment of just realizing, Betsy, you've got to dig in and figure this out for your family, or you're not going to have the life that you want. And so, just going in and figuring out how to make that happen. And here we are, 4 years later, and we've done it. Like, it's great. My family and I live in Hawaii now. We're continuing to do ministry, and my kids are thriving. Like, and it's because we all sacrificed for this business. We all put in, it may be me doing the selling, but it's our family celebrating when I come out and say, hey, yeah, I helped a family with this debt. Or, our kids in the neighborhood telling their friends, hey, do your parents want to pay off their home? My mom can help them, and, it's my husband making dinner 5 nights a week because I'm working late, so it's like, hey, we're all in this as a family, but it was that dark moment that caused us to kind of come together and say, hey, we're willing to do whatever it takes to make this happen. And so LevelUp Leads, AdvisorVerified, the growth of our agency really all came from that. And, Spence has been on that journey with me through all of this. And so it's just been, I think, from the dark place, really, that's where all this amazing stuff emerged, because we didn't hide back from it, but we just embraced it, and we said, all right, we're going to dig in, and we're going to put our head down and make it happen.
I love that. I love that you had to go through that dark stuff and where it's brought you. So, Spence, what was your dark moment? Was that back in the Bloods and Crips days? You referenced that, so I've got to come back to it. But
no, man, cause that really good question, man. Two highlighted moments. As a husband or a dad, I think my lowest point was July 2018, and I remember it so clear. I got into the business, Mr. Know-It-All. Running 5 appointments when my mentor said I should be running 15, and taking care of a whole household. And every year before that, we would take a vacation. And that was the year that I had to meet my family at the nearest interstate so that my aunts were to take my sons on their vacation because dad didn't do what he was supposed to do. And that ride back home with my wife, and watching her just so disappointed that they're going on to Florida and we're not. And let me tell you, that was the low point, man, of just not knowing that the system's there, but really just not doing it. Wanting to quit, but just can't quit. and thinking that I'm working, but not really working, but just disappointing the family because every year before then we said, that was what we did. And just to now get the calls and the texts, and my youngest at the swimming pool and he's on the lazy river, and dad is not making the dials, not picking up the phone, not doing what we're supposed to do. That was the lowest. And I never forget one time before that, I remember my wife called me. I was about on my last appointment and she said, did you get gas yet? And I said, no. She said, you're going to need to hurry up and get gas because the account is about to be overdrawn. And I remember oh my goodness, talk about the pit. I'm in the field, my last appointment, and that was shots out to a miracle $2,500 cash advance because Lord knows that was my biggest APV I've ever done on one family at that time. And man, and having those lows, like Betsy said, it was the checkup from the neck up, but it's always involving how my perception and how I am with my boys. I got 2 sons, so letting them see that the entrepreneurial route is the way for me, but not to give up on the dream, on the journey, is why I probably now am so aggressive and visualizing it. But again, 1 income household, and it's all weight on you. You can't have 0. And you can't say, oh my goodness, I can't buy leaves this week because I got to pay the light bill. The light bill's just going to have to wait every single time. So a lot of riff, a lot of, combating because you don't understand. But it really was just what that pressure was to understand why we do what we do now and how we had to go through it. So now that people see now, and I tell my team all the time, I really wish you were here back then to see me, because now we seem like superstars, like I can write $5,000 in 2 days, like it's nothing off simplified issue policies. And it's just so when back then that was a goal, like I'm traveling 4 or 5 hours car time, windshield time with a goal of $5,000. Now we're just on cruise control, 5, 10, 15 grand weeks, like it's nothing. But we had to go through that and fight for it. And I think that if you don't fight for it, you're not going to take it there to that level because you don't even understand what it's like to not have. Now position, like we're so far from there. You made me go too far down old memory lane of like, man, that was bad. Like to hand your kid off to the people that did what they're supposed to do and everyone telling you to stop, like this might not be for you. And just to have that dark, deep, we're going to win. We're going to win. So we winning. We're trying to anyway.
Yeah. I want to elevate this just a little bit because I don't want to end this. I promise there's a reason I asked this question. Well, why do we have those dark days?
They're real.
Okay. And I think it's important folks get to know, like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I don't buy from people that are all sunshine and rainbows because they haven't learned shit. It's the hard things that teach us. Right?
Yeah.
Hammers are made of hard materials. That's just how it is. But hammers are what mold us into what we need to be. And
tell you one, Carson, just because you took me in that moment, dialing on a Saturday, okay? I never forget dialing on a Saturday to book my 5th appointment, then I'm done. And the doorbell rings and my son says it's the mail lady. And I said, well, just get it. And she said, no, she needs your signature. And the signature is a pre-foreclosure notice while I'm dialing. And I take it and I run and I hide it from my wife and did not stop dialing until I reached 10 appointments for them to only come the next day on Monday to serve her pre-foreclosure notice. Let's just say we had some dark days in this industry. So now that you got that out of me.
Now that we set that stage, y'all obviously are not still there, right? There's been some resolution and you both talked about that quite a bit. So I want to end our chat today with this question, because again, it's the hard times that teach us the biggest lessons, right? And it's the hard times that make us the most grateful for the good times.
Yep.
What I want to know is this: if God forbid, if something were to happen to you, but this was your last opportunity, we get off of here and you go get hit by a freight train or something. God forbid, knock on wood, all the things. But if this is your last opportunity to share something of value with the insurance community that I can tell you both come to love and appreciate so much, okay? What would that one thing be? That value without expectations, they could take that 30-second snippet and it could change their life if they would just do something with it. what would you want people to know? What would you want them to do?
Carson, I just feel like you're using Chat GPT for these questions at this point. These are good.
These are really good questions.
Chat GPT can't keep up. No, I'm serious.
Mm.
I don't know, Carson, that's tough. I think about this more towards my sons. You know, what would I want my sons to know if I'm no longer here? So maybe the insurance industry.
Yeah, sure.
I hope it's not corny, but when affirmations are real, you know, and when you believe it and can believe it to the point of seeing it, sometimes it's up to you to make it, and a lot of to create it, right? And I'm not name dropping the companies, but what you're seeing, why we're so unique, is the Lord really put my business partner so that when I say these visions and things like that, she recognizes what I'm talking about, and we don't move until it's like the right time. If I can tell you how many times business wise the Lord saved us and caught us from making some very bad decisions. But when we visualize it and I can see it clear as day, I can see what's taking place right now with Advisor Verified months ago, and it's not real. And I really just hope they understand that if you caught it, whatever you caught that made you choose that company, whatever made you choose that mentor, you find your way to keep it, because when the adversity comes, and adversity is going to come, please understand adversity is going to come. If it doesn't come, something, they're patting you on the back and taking out your pocket, right? But adversity is going to come. Remember that part. And I journal so much so that when adversity comes, I look back to that feeling when I was excited about XYZ, right? And then it can just soothe it. So affirmations, and when you can visualize it and see it and it's so real to you, that's when you push the button. And that's what the industry is to me. We visualize it too until like I can literally see it. It's just not real yet. And now we make it real so that it feels complete.
That's a damn good answer.
Yeah. I think, honestly, this is our answers to this is really how we work together. There's a visualization. And then what I'm going to say is once you see it, like, then you got to set a goal. So whatever you have, as you come into this industry, like, set goals for yourself, have a vision board, have goals of what you want to achieve. Because if you're not running towards something, then you're just running towards nothing. All right. So have that goal, have it in front of you. Write it down, like Spence said, put it on a vision board, have it on your, in your notebook, have it on your desktop, like wherever it is, and then do something every single day to move forward towards that goal. Like, take action. And so I think that's what so many in the insurance industry, we do see the possibility, or people come in and get excited about the possibilities. But like Spence said, the difficult times are going to come. But if you're doing something every single day to move towards that goal, a small action, I'm going to dial 10 more dials. I'm going to dial 50 more dials. I'm going to buy that extra set of leads. All right. I'm going to call and interview 10 more people. Like, I'm going to do something right now to help me reach that goal. You can't lose. So just see that goal and take action every single day to reach it.
Every day. I promise you, though.
I love that. So real quick, just so everybody knows, you can find links to Advisor Verified and LevelUp Leads if you'll go to revagencysyndicate.com/free sources instead of resources. Okay. They're both Advisor Verified and LevelUp Leads is on there. Where can folks go to find you individually? Advisor Verified. So don't even worry about finding them on the airwebs.
Well, if you go to Advisor Verified, you'll see all of our website links.
Numbers. You might like someone else. I'm all over, man. Pick your poison. Social media, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. We're everywhere. But worst come to worst, message me, tap me. I mean, we're gonna be heavy in Rev group, so you'll see us building value since Carson gave us the blueprint on how to do that properly. So yeah, just tap me. I mean, text me if you want to. I don't care. We're outside, man. We're here. We're not hiding. That's the other thing. A lot of companies kind of hide besides underneath their DBAs. Like, no, we're outside. We're learning things. So,
I love it.
and I'm Facebook verified too. I pay my $15 a month. So
There it is. There it is.
I do too. We have that may or may not have been a little bit of the inspiration for our A/B check.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much both for being here. Once my team gets this all put together and wrapped up, we'll get you links. I can get you some unedited stuff. And if you want to chop it up for your own use, and I'm more than welcome to, but we'll get it out there. But thank you seriously so much for being here. It's been a pleasure getting to know both of you better.
I appreciate it. Thank you,
Thanks.
Todd.
We'll see y'all.